Hey there, YouTube, it's Chris Bogart with a deck profile of my second cheap MTG deck. I'm just getting into the game, so this is the stack of cards I found upstairs, and I'm built into two decks so far. But here's the second one. This will be mainly what I'm playing on Friday Night Magics because it's very anti-meta, like blue-white Delver, mono-blue Delver, blue-white Control. Stuff like that. Any low creature based decks. But first off, to start with mana, 22 swamps, nothing really special there. Just don't need to play any really special lands. Nothing in this deck that needs it. And other mana help for mana, playing 2 Everflowing Chalice because no, I'll get into the reasoning. And 4 Pristine Chalisman. And yes, there's proxies in here. I need these proxies. I'll either be picking them at my local, or you guys can help me out with that. But the reason I played 2 of these instead of 2 of these, like 2-4 instead of 2-4, is because this is really good late game. It's very bad early game. Because I like multi-kickering, like, instead of like once or twice, I do it usually like 4 times late game, which is really good. And Pristine Talisman is constant life advantage. The way this deck runs is that I don't have to deal with taking much life. So if I have 1 or 2 of these running, that's gaining that much life. I'm not losing that much every turn. So that's the mana and life portion of it. Next, I only play 4 legitimate creatures that needs any black mana. And it's 4 Null Champion. I don't know why. I like this. It's either Null Champion or Liliana Vess. And I don't know. I don't have any Lilianas, and I don't know how much they are. I had to look it up later. Null Champion's kind of good because right when you cast him, he's a 1, a regular and a black mana, and right when I level him up, using 3 to level him up, he becomes a 4/2, which is pretty good, because since I'm not dealing with any creatures on my opponent's board, 4/2 could poke for 4 damage on your opponent every turn, and eventually it becomes a 7/3, and it keeps regenerating itself because it's a zombie. So, pretty good card in general. Has constant access to the field because regeneration. And the instance that this deck plays means I don't have to deal with any of my opponent's creatures too much. Next, I have 4 Lena Mears just for extra mana health, plus they're creatures in general, so I could be poking for 1 with them. So yeah, I need 2 more of those. Pretty self-explanatory, guys. Mirrors are just mirrors. Next, other mirror I'm playing is 4 Brass Squire. I need 2 more. But Brass Squire is main goal, the best thing to have on the field, because the constant beater and the #1 beater of this deck is Training Drone. What this does is it's a 3 cast 1/3, so it's easy to stay on the field. 3 toughness is pretty good. I tap it to attach to select an equipment, attach it to anything, and I attach to Training Drone or a mirror, or even Null Champion. But Training Drone is a 3 cast 4/4, which is a pretty big beater, but it can't attack or block unless it's equipped. So he's the main beater to poke with. Like I said before, you don't deal with the opponent's creatures too often because of the way the deck's built and how it runs on instance. So the equipment I'm playing are 4 Copper Carpus and 4 Sickle Slicer. I need 2 Slicer and 1 Carpus. But the reasons for this is Copper Carpus is a 1 cast, and I don't need to use the 3 to equip it because usually by that point I already have a Brass Squire on the board. So he gives a free +2/2, which is pretty good for 1 cast. And then Sickle Slicer is the backup, just in case I don't have Brass Squire. It's a living weapon, so once I cast it, the 3, I get a specials, or cast a 0/0 black germ creature token, a 0/0 black germ creature token, and it self-attaches to it. So I get a 2/2 token. So those are the 4 equipments. Then for the instants, which run the deck essentially. Last 8 cards of the deck, play 4 Doomblade and 4 Guess Verdict. Here's what Doomblade does. It's destroy target non-black creature. The mana cost is very low. Great instant. It deals with the low creature deck, so I have to let them keep using Ponder, and trying to get to their creatures that I'll destroy again eventually. And Guess Verdict is target player sacrifices a creature and loses 1 life. 2 black mana. Technically it's harder to cast, but it's an instant and still good. The 8 cards to get rid of their creatures low creature count. Really, really helps. That's the main. These are basically the main power cards of the deck. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, subscribe. If you guys want to play against me on Skype, so I can start learning how to play better and whatnot, or you just guys want to help me if you're better than me or not new to the game, or if you guys just want to go out there, buy a deck, and learn with me. I mean, the decks aren't expensive. They're like 10 to 15. Game is a lot cheaper than Yu-Gi-Oh! The #1 tier deck out there is like less than 200. That's like a lot cheaper than Rabbit, even after they announced Dolka reprint. That's a lot cheaper than a lot of things. Zenmain's alone is like 80 to 100. I don't even know what it is anymore. That's like half of a Magic deck. But and there's a lot of reasons why Magic's better than Yu-Gi-Oh! I have a video about that later, but that's not the point of this video. This video is a deck profile. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, subscribe. I'm gonna talk like this really fast because I'm bored out of my mind. And yeah, pretty much it. Don't have a peace out, YouTube.